Hey people, I'm just recording this for both the YouTube side of my channel and for the Daily Motion side of my channel. And of course, if you didn't know I had two different channels, two different things, then maybe you should go look at the other one, and I'll link it in the bottom. The reason I'm just putting this message is that I've set up a Patreon page, which I've had running for a while now, but it's been a little haphazard. There wasn't really much there, and I didn't really have any idea of what to do with it too much. I'd put up some basic stuff, but I hadn't done anything with it. The reason for this message, however, is to say I would really love if you guys could support the show on Patreon. And by doing that, it would mean I would have far more of a motivation to put up new video content. And it would also give you a chance to be able to watch the content before anybody else. The other reason for this, the other reason for the Patreon thing is that I tend to get a little sidetracked with what I'm doing. I'll have an idea. I'll be working on an idea, but I'll have another idea, and I'll end up going on to that idea, and it gets a bit confused. It's a problem, but it's fun. Now the reason I brought that up is due to the fact that the Patreon thing is going to be rather important, and admittedly, if nothing happens with the Patreon thing, I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing. And at the moment, that's through December. I've got another big list that I'm going to do because the one in October did really well, and obviously if you've only ever been on the YouTube side of things, you won't know about this. So if you are only on the YouTube side of things, go across to the Daily Motion side, which once again I'll link in the description or in front of me here, maybe somewhere, I don't know. And that way you can learn what that was. Because it was a big list. It went over all the episodes of a very terrible TV cartoon series. And I really enjoyed doing it, and people seem to really enjoy it as well. I got quite a few subscribers on the Daily Motion side because of it, so it's quite good. So, I want to try and recreate that, but however, I'm doing a best episode list and looking at a very, very well-known and popular series. So, hopefully that should go well. It's basically as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to continue working on it. Now, the reason I brought that up, tangents. This is why I usually do, if I'm going to do stuff like this, I have a script or something to the right of me on my computer. The reason I brought this up is because on Patreon, towards the end of next month, because basically I'm going to do this list over December, and then in January, the stuff that will be going on Patreon would start to occur. Which is that I'm going to create a list. And this list is going to have all the different sort of ideas and stuff that I would normally do. So stuff like reviews, let's plays, other lists, retrospectives that I have ideas on, stuff like that. And basically, I'm going to give you guys, the subscribers, people that support us on Patreon, the choice to vote on what I make. Now, the reason for this is because that way, if I want to make something, I can put it on the list and I can say, well, I would like to do this, but what do you guys want? And it will keep me from going off. It means I can put it there, I can have it held, and say, okay, this thing exists. I want to do it at some point. You guys say when I can do it. The reason to do that is because basically, otherwise, I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to want to be doing other stuff, and that's what's been happening recently. Like that's the problem. That's why I'm not putting up as much content as well. It also due to the fact that it doesn't seem like a lot of people are too interested in some of the stuff I'm doing in the alternate at the moment. It seems a lot more people have invested on the Daily Motion side than the YouTube side, and I do want to put some more YouTube-based content up, but the YouTube-based content is a little more time-consuming in what I want to do. I've got a list that I want to do. I've scripted out the list, and I've got it prepped essentially in that regard. All I need to do is do it. That's the thing. It's, however, a very time-consuming video, because it will be Halo Machinima, which is going to take me a while, and so I will likely, if I do start trying to work on it, because that's what I hope to do, it's going to be a while. It's going to take me some time. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me. It really just depends. But it would be something I'd say, okay, I'm going to work on this for the month, and then I'll try and release it over like a set of days towards the end of the month. I can hear things. So I think it's just birds outside on the window. So, but that's the thing, because it's a kind of big project, but I think it'd be really funny, and it's probably one of the funniest, sort of more ridiculous things I've written, which is why I really enjoyed it. However, back to the point. I won't really start making that unless I really do, at the moment, unless I really feel like there's a support behind it. Because if I do that, I'm not going to do anything else. That's the point, like during that month. And that's the way it is with a lot of these things. Like the list I'm doing at the moment, I'm trying to do very quickly, and I'm trying to get it all done and prepped and ready for the beginning of December, because I'm going to do it from one video a day between in December, like I did with the October one, except this one won't cover the entirety of the month. It'll finish off on the 25th on Christmas. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. I haven't really worked the last sort of week. I might just take a bit of a break because it's, there's a lot of work to do. And at least if I took a bit of a break, then, well, maybe I won't put any content up, but maybe I'll work on something. That's right. I like to work on things. I don't like not working on something at the moment. But that's the thing. I would really be grateful to any subscribers who go onto the Patreon thing and support the show and help me just make it bigger. I'm not actually really asking that much in a way. Essentially, the thing I've always wanted to do is basically to, instead of always being in like the red, to use that sort of terminology, when I make a review, I kind of want to be in the black, as they say in the sort of accounting terms. Because normally with every review I make, depending on the DVD, it's probably going to range somewhere between, could be £1, it could be up to 10, could be more depending on if the DVD is relatively new. And I normally, I would like to just have it balanced out. I'd like to just be, say I buy a £3 DVD, I make a review, but I'm getting, say, £12 back, so that way I'm making £9 in total. But that's the thing, I could ramble on about this all day. The fact I've gone on for 7 minutes already is surprising, but it doesn't, well, tangents and me are best friends. So if you can go into Patreon, support the show for as little as you want. I think the lowest is $1 because that's just the way it works with Patreon, I think. I know I've not seen someone do it for less than $1. But if you can support the show, I'll be entirely grateful. You'll get access to content before anybody else. You'll get to pick content that I'm making. You'll get to see behind the scenes stuff and anything else. Lots of other little tidbits. You'll get to see the Halo idea, because I probably will try and make the first one on the list to see how it looks and how stuff comes out and how long it's going to take me. And that I'll put up only for anyone on Patreon to basically look at beforehand to get a good view. And obviously then, if there's anything that needs to be changed or fixed, I can say to you guys, well, what needs to be changed, what needs to be fixed. Essentially, I want to have it as, I want to be more connected with the people who watch my show. I do want to, be able to ask, okay, well, what do I need to fix? What do I need to improve? Because that is one of the things that I also felt that I don't get from the show. It doesn't feel like, for the amount of people who watch my stuff, subscribed, I get much feedback. And that is important to this sort of stuff. I mean, hell, even somebody saying, oh, no, your jokes aren't funny, you need to work on this, would be fine. As not some of the comments I've gotten. Some of the comments I've gotten are extraordinarily insulting, but that's the point where you go, what am I going to do? I'm on YouTube. But for now, I'm going to end the rambling diatribe at this point and say, once again, please support the show on Patreon. I will be totally grateful. I will be extremely grateful, and then I will put out far more content. I'm looking probably to try and get 2 pieces of content up each week, like I used to do. One on the YouTube side and one on the Daily Motion side, if possible. The likelihood is, if I knew I was going to do very little on the Daily Motion side of things, that I would put up a lot of stuff on the YouTube side of things. I would probably start making a bunch of Let's Plays and having them sort of banked and ready. And that way, if I knew I was going to have a week where I wasn't, a month where I was doing very little, I would start to roll them out and say, okay, well, here's the content. Because that's what I want to do. I want to be working on one big thing, but then having small things I can put out, or working on something constantly throughout a month. So at the end of it, I've got, okay, well, here's one thing per week. But for now, I've been talking for 10 minutes. I don't even know how that's happened, but I will see you guys later. And thanks for watching this video, and hopefully thanks for supporting the show on Patreon as well.